Hey guys, Nicole Herrick here. Today I'm going to talk about Australian business names and trademarks and what you're protected with and what you're not protected with. So basically, anytime that you are starting a new business and you need to think of a new business name, or if you want to change your business, there's a few things that you need to check first. Now, the first thing we want to check is the Australian business names lookup. So let's see who else has got similar business names than the one we're thinking of. So I'm just going to type in ABN lookup, okay, and this is the website we want. So as an example, I'm going to choose the business name Kids on the Move. Type that into our search tab, hit search. Okay, so it comes up. So these are all the active and so yeah, over here I can see I want to look at the active ABNs or all the other ABNs, that including cancelled and things like that. Okay, so I actually quite like looking at all the ABNs just so I can see if there was others that previously existed. So I can see here that there was one called Kids on the Move in New South Wales and it's been cancelled. I can actually click into that and have a little bit of a look. Okay, so that was who set it up. It was cancelled quite a few years ago. So yeah. There's another one. So that was after that. Alright, ABN last updated. Yep, okay, cool. So that gives me a little bit of details into that one. And then we have another one here, another one in Victoria that's been cancelled. I'll go in and have a look. When was that? Cancelled only just last year. So that could be a competitor that I really don't want to sort of, move on from. Like if they were like a really big business, and you don't want to sort of, step on their toes, or you don't really want people thinking that you're that business, then think of a different business name. Okay, let's keep having a look down here. Kids on the Move Physiotherapy is an active one, but we know that ours isn't physiotherapy, so we're not really competing with them. Keep having a look. Kids on the Move Occupational Therapy. Oh, excuse me. We know that that's different. It's important to note, see, I've got the states over here. It used to be that you could name your business something that was the same in another state, but that got scrapped a fair few years ago, maybe 5 years ago now, and it's you can't name your business the same thing as anyone in Australia. I also want to point out that there's no protection by registering an Australian business name. So if you were to register an Australian business name, and then you think, okay, yep, nobody else can register that now. Sure, they can't register it on the Australian business name straight away, but if they were to go and trademark that name first, and you didn't have it trademarked, and then they came to the Australian business names and said, okay, we want to register this, we actually have a trademark for it, they could force you to cancel your business name and change it to something else. So just letting you know, registering Australian business names gives you no legal protection over that name. All right, so we've had a look through here. Obviously look through all the pages just to see, the more relevant ones will be right up the top. But yeah, have a look through all of them just to make sure that there's nothing like really, really similar. And obviously that's hard to tell what's similar and what's not so similar. But just use your own intuition. So the next thing that we want to go and search for is, does anyone have a trademark over this name in Australia? So to look up trademarks, it's IP Australia is where we want to go. Okay, so IP Australia, and IP stands for Intellectual Protection. Okay, so I want to search for a trademark. A lot of people get a bit stuck on this website because it's a little bit confusing, like there's so much information coming at you, but this is just to show you the steps. So here is a little link to the Atmos system, and it comes up and it's this really disgusting old school system. that looks ancient, but this is where you need to be. All right, so we don't need to register, we just need to enter as a guest. Okay, so now we need to say, kids on, well, I'm going to put move. Okay, kids move. Okay. Now, if there's a particular, okay, so the trademarking system has like different classes for different types of goods or services. Okay. So just leave that blank for the moment. And we're just going to look at anything that's registered with the words kid and move in there. Okay, so just do a general search to start with, and we click search. Okay, so now we go, all right, PME, kids on the move, that's quite close, all right? So it's a registered trademark and it says class 12. So what I can do is I can click on the little link here and it will take me in there and it goes, oh, okay, so they've got an actual logo trademarked and not just the name. It is class 12. You can see it's in New South Wales as well. So if I want to know what class 12 is, I click on it and class 12 is wheelchairs. So you can actually register a trademark in a different class in the exact same name, but as long as it's not in the same class. So, you know, if my Kids on the Move business is like a kids dance, you know, class thing, then I'm fine. I'm not wheelchairs. Okay. So now let's go back. So I'm happy. I'm not infringing on that one. And so then we just want to look through. So there's only 5 of them. So there really isn't a huge amount of businesses, especially Australian businesses, that do trademark their business names, mainly because it's quite expensive, but also because a lot of us are small businesses and we really just, you know, unless you're sort of a medium-sized business to a large-sized business, a lot of us don't feel like we need to. And which is totally fine. I've never trademarked one of my businesses, one of my multiple businesses, because I've never had the intention of going, wanting to be like a real national or international business. The trademarking doesn't cover you outside Australia. So, you know, if you were to try and go into the American market, you would then have to go in and check that nobody else has got that trademark over there, and that's a whole nother ballgame. But yeah, pretty much if you're a small business and you don't plan on being like a huge player in the Australian business game, then, you know, I'd say, look, you don't necessarily have to worry about a trademark, but always make sure that nobody else already has it, because then you cannot pick that name because they will simply put in a request. I think it's just to IP Australia, and you will be forced to change your business name and cancel your registration and that kind of thing. So that's it. That's how you look up whether your business name that you're thinking of is registered with Australian business names and also trademarked. Hope that helps. Ciao.